travel, and should America fund space travel or should it fund poor people? And if we're sending money to NASA and not sending it to the poor, is that a problem or not? Now, most of the professors say that is a problem. They should not fund NASA. They should fund welfare and Social Security with that extra money. But then I had a student speak up to me, and he was a crip too, black man. He says, I heard the moon landing was fake. And I'm like, God damn, like, I don't even know where to begin with you then, man. Like, the moon landing is fake? That's how you're coming into the classroom? Now, you may think, oh, well, the moon landing has nothing to do with the economy and all that shit. But they have this notion coming into the classroom that they've been taught from high school and middle school that, no, America is a piece of shit. America doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about. And my feelings tell me more about what's true than what the facts of history are. So I gotta deal with that kind of shit alongside other students who were like, no, I believe in the moon landing. It was true, like, whatever. So you're trying to walk this fine line between not undermining a student's assumptions. Okay, you believe the moon landing was fake, I hear you. But if I crashed out on him and was like, nigga, you don't know shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mojo, for saying that word. If I said, young student, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You've never read any of this shit. You never looked at a documentary or anything. You don't even know anything about astronomy because you weren't taught that because you were politicized to get here. They'll be like, nah, man, Gildas is a bad professor because he didn't let my opinion have full sway in the classroom discussion.
Gildas, pause.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to encourage everyone, because we've got a lot of people on the stage. Let's keep the shares very short, very concise. Make 1 point, maybe 2 points. There's no reason to turn these into individual TED Talks. I think you guys have done a great job of furthering the conversation. I think you have done a great job of not interrupting each other. But the last step of this is to keep the shares short. I will also point people to the link that I shared to the Heterodox Academy. This is a group of people that's made up of folks that are left, right, and center that believe in all of what we're talking about, which is that these college campuses, instead of being indoctrination camps, they should be challenged to allow students to ask different questions and to challenge the orthodox thinking that there's only one right answer. Like this idea that, on a college campus, like this, this Rawlsian thing that's kind of poisoned people's minds on campus. I think if you have kids that are in college or going to college, take a look at this link and show it to them. Tell them that this is, if they really want to get involved, they can even start student groups on their campuses. This is for faculty. This is for administrators. It's for the teachers themselves. It's also for the students. And so if you know anybody that's involved in education at all, Joby, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you can share this in the communities that you're in. But everybody should at least take a look at it. Let's get back to the conversation. Gildas, wrap up what you were saying, and then we'll get the conversation.
And I'll wrap it up with this one question. Everyone on this stage, if you were teaching students and one of your black students, and I'm a black man, one of your black students raised his or her hand and said, I heard that the slave trade was a myth, and that's just what they tell us to make us oppressed. How would you respond?
That's an obvious answer. The obvious answer, of course, is not a myth. So let's go on to the conversation. Why would you bring that up?
Well, hold on. Hold on. I think the reason he brought that up is the point he's making, and he's making it in a colorful way, is that there's certain outlandish things that colleges can declare as like, oh, this is true, which could be completely ahistorical. But then if you were to mention other things, being completely, if you were to the question